So ferrous materials, the best example as I quoted, iron and steel are ferrous, right? Now steel, yes. I don't know why people are disturbing the class. 1 second, please. Yes, straight away I'll remove from this meeting. Today's class, it will be absent. Okay. Steel, it is broadly classified into alloy and carbon steel. So again, carbon steel, it might be low, medium, high, or tool carbon steel, depending on the carbon percentage. Alloy steel, we call it as stainless steel. Okay, this is the most popular one these days, even for grill structure at domestic buildings, commercial buildings. Stainless steel is most popularly used. We rarely use iron for that because rusting will be a problem, right? Magnetic steel, heat resistant steel, high speed steel. Okay, these are different types of ferrous metals. Take down the chart. We will discuss 4 different types, that is pig iron, cast iron, wrought iron, and steel in detail in the upcoming slide. Please take down. Is it done? Ayush, Ashish, Bhavana,
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
is it done?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, as I told you, there are 4 important types of ferrous: pig iron, cast iron, wrought, and steel. So one by one, we will discuss what actually it is. See, pig iron is nothing but it is the first stage of iron, which is directly extracted from the ore, that is from the earth crust through a blast furnace. Whatever we extract that metal, it is called as pig iron. It is in its raw form. Okay, this contains high percentage of carbon and small percentage of impurities. Okay, it is very hard in nature and highly brittle. Brittle means hardness will be very high, and at some point, if you load it more, immediately it will break. Okay, and hence it can be further refined to get some good properties. Okay, so this is called as pig iron. Pig iron is nothing but it is in its wrought form, just directly taken away from the ore. The second important is cast iron. It is derived from the pig iron and it contains 2 to 4% of carbon. It is a derivative of pig iron. Okay, it is moderately hard compared to pig iron. So this hardness will be reduced, and ductility. See, ductility and brittleness are opposite features. See, ductile means hardness will be little less and it can take good amount of beatings, right? It will bend whenever it is hit. For example, in your car, whatever the metal structure you can see, like your door, bonnet, etc., they are ductile in nature, whereas glass is highly brittle in nature. Okay, once it is hit, the crack starts initiating and it propagates badly. whereas metal just dents away, which you can remove it off. Okay, so pig iron is highly brittle in nature. So cast iron is a derivative of pig iron. It consists of 2 to 4% of carbon. Okay, it is moderately hard compared to pig iron, and it has variety of applications in industry. Cast iron, almost any production industry you can see, 90% of the production industries with respect to metals, they will be using this. Okay, so cast iron, depending on its composition, it is further classified into 4 types. One is gray cast iron, white cast iron, malleable cast iron, and alloy cast iron. These are 4 types of cast iron depending upon its composition and applications. The third important type is the wrought iron. Okay, it is refined form of iron with very little amount of impurities, almost in its pure form, and it is highly ductile. Pig iron is highly brittle, whereas wrought iron is highly ductile. Okay, it is generally forged at high temperature. See, forging is a process wherein you will heat the metal almost to its melting point, and you will convert it into the required shape, okay, by applying pressure. It is called as forging, right? So it is generally a forged structure at high temperatures, so to get the required shape. One of the best example of wrought iron is, you might have seen the crane. Okay, there will be a hook. Just imagine what should be the strength in that hook. It can lift up a huge rock. Say for example, you have a 1000 kgs rock. You can just wrap it with the iron chain, and with the help of the hook you can hold and lift it in a crane. What should be the strength of the hook? You just imagine. Okay, that will be the strength of wrought iron. And railway tracks, just imagine what will be the load on the railway track. The train will be moving at 100 kilometers per hour roughly. Okay, huge amount of load will be there in the track, but still it will never get dented or it will never get damaged. Okay, so that is the application of wrought iron. The fourth grade of ferrous material is steel. It is a widely used alloy of iron produced by combining carbon, sulfur, silicon, and manganese. Okay, I am not giving you the percentage here because it leads to a lot of confusion. You can't remember. Just these are the 4 different metals which are combined together so that it contains only 0.1 to 2% of carbon. Okay, usually it is classified as carbon steels and alloy steels. So these are the 4 different types, okay, of metals, ferrous metals. One is pig iron in its core form. Okay, it is highly brittle in nature. Cast iron is a derivative. Okay, the brittleness reduces. Wrought iron is highly ductile, and steel is a combination of different materials like carbon, sulfur, silicon, and manganese. Okay, just please make a note of it. Is it done? Dhanush, Geeta, Drishti Singh, Mohit.
Yes, sir.
Is it done?
Yes, sir.
Now we have studied about ferrous metals. What are its applications? Okay, structural applications. Okay, concrete reinforcement in building. Right. So if you see any mold structure, first they will take iron rods. Correct. So they will build a structure. To that iron rods, they will fill the concrete so that it will have a very high strength. Right. So fabrication of gates, grills, etc. You might have seen iron gates, steel gates, etc. Depending on need. Automobiles, if you see chassis, the structure where actually the engine, body, everything will be mounted. The gearbox, different body parts, axle, etc. Everything is made of metals. Marine applications, ship hulls, engine, turbines, whatever we studied, everything is made up of metals. Defense purpose, if you take tanks, weapons, guns, shells, structures, wherever you can see the metals, it is all an example. Consumable products like home appliances, toys, different tools that we use in our life, okay, etc. Industrial applications, machine tools like lathe, drilling, milling, etc. Okay, jigs and fixtures to hold the materials to convert to required shape, cutting tools, etc. These are all some of the applications of ferrous metals and alloys. Please make a note of it.